Homo.
What's up?
What's
up?
We did it. We did. We're doing it again. Yeah, man. This is Bro Homo with Jonathan and Tom. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Tom. And this is episode number 29. We are recording this on Tuesday, February 10th. And here we are. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Well, it's not been too long since we tried to do this. This is just real quick backstory because I know everyone loves our BTS, all of our behind the scenes. This is day 2 of trying to do this. If we look a little different, Tom's coming to us live from his phone. We took a month off and everything. All of our tech decided to go crazy. It hates us. It's rebelling against us.
We tried to record last night, and my computer was like, "No, you're not. You're not recording."
No.
So I'm in the same set, but it's just the camera angle's a little different, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I look better or worse, but this is what you got.
It's the hottest you ever looked.
Thanks. This is the hottest you've ever looked. You really kept things up this last month.
Thanks, man. That's a lie. I'll take it. Thank you. This is the worst time of year. Welcome back to the worst time of year.
Yeah, it is cold. So cold.
Man, it's so cold. It's cold here in New York. It's cold everywhere, I guess. Actually, I just heard today that the West, out west, it's too warm for their winter sports. They have slush for all of the snowshoeing and the cross country skiing and whatever. They don't have the snow for it. We have it all here.
So sad when people who love to ski can't ski. I feel so bad. Life is hard. Oh my God. What have you been up to since we talked last time?
Since we've talked last night. Let's for the audience, we'll go back since we talked a month ago. I mean, now I even forgot what I even talked about last night. Nothing. I've been doing this is the whole world, the whole city is hungover for this month, and it's quiet and gross because it's gross, and so nothing. I've been keeping kids alive. I've been staying alive. Oh man, I wish I had something more fun to say.
It's all right.
Jen's birthday was recent, so we celebrated that. But yeah, your birthday was recent. So talk about that. Can you go on record with it?
I can go on records with bits and pieces. It's a privilege to get older, as my betrothed reminds me, and I'm glad for that, because I am one of those people who doesn't love my birthday, but I'm trying to be better about it. And this year was a really good one, actually. I had a great weekend. It was a really nice birthday. We went to Sheila, that party. So it was super fun, and then we actually kept going, and we went to another party. We were out very late. I had a magical meeting of someone that I thought someone who I only had a connection with. The only way I didn't have his phone number, and then he disabled his Instagram, but he came back into my life that night magically. It was a full moon. It was just perfect.
Wow.
Just a friend, but someone I was glad to reconnect with.
Yeah. That's very special. What a birthday miracle.
It was definitely a birthday miracle. So it was really fun. And then Naquan made me some pasta for my birthday, a lamb ragu that was delicious.
Nice. Ooh, wow. Okay.
It was great.
Nice.
We are watching Industry. Have I told you about this?
Tell me.
Love.
Is this with Jon Snow?
The reason I started watching it is because the new season just came out. So the 4th season just came out, and they've been promoting it.
Wow. Okay.
And he's in it, and he's shirtless and having all this sex. So I was like, okay, we need to watch that show.
Great.
He's not in the first 2 seasons, but we're now on season 3, and he's in it, and it's good. It's crazy.
Cool.
It takes place in finance.
Is it like a Succession kind of thing, or like a?
It probably feels the most like Succession compared to other things you've watched. Almost like Succession meets Euphoria in a really great way. Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
That's kind of what's been new with me, really. Not much. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you had a good birthday, man. What else? I don't even know, man.
Last we left.
We did.
Oh wait,
we did this part. We did this part last
I
night. And
know, I know.
Anyway,
We were supposed to talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the Super Bowl.
yes, let's talk
Did
about
you
the Super
watch
Bowl.
it?
I think that's where everything crapped out last night,
We
right?
did.
Was anyway.
We did. Here we
Here we
go.
go. We're here. We're live.
We're
We're
very
doing it
good
now.
at
Super
this.
Bowl. Yes. Yeah. I watched it. Yes. Nothing. I mean, I watched. The game was on. I didn't care about it too much. It was kind of a boring game. I okay, I watched the commercials and I'm kind of bummed because here's the thing that has happened in commercials, and I don't know if you noticed this or not, and it's not an original thought, but Super Bowl commercials used to be about funny. Like there was like everyone sat down to watch them because they were giant production, and people realized early on that if you make it funny, it can actually be a lower production and you can get a bigger bang for your buck. You don't have to do something crazy and spend all the money on like a car commercial. You can be funny about it. And that was awesome. And so there've been some really good commercials over the years. And now it's just about how many celebrities you can cram into your 30-second spot. And I get it. Like I understand the need to have celebrities in commercials because like you see like Matthew Broderick is doing, I don't know, VRBO or whatever the fuck it is that he's out there doing. I don't know. Then like there's no reason for him to be the sponsor of that thing except for in your mind it's like, oh, Ferris Bueller likes this thing. I probably like this thing too. So I get how it works. But it's just like every commercial was just like, here are between 3 and 5 mega celebrities. Like I don't know. And it wasn't, I don't know. I was disappointed. I did not understand a single word that Bad Bunny said, but I loved the performance. I thought it was fun. I sadly and embarrassingly speak very little Spanish, but I thought the show was cool. I clocked Pedro Pascal up on the porch dancing. Jem was like, no way. And I was like, it is. And then we looked it up and it was. I enjoyed it. I was looking for it was in I expected maybe it's just warmer out there in San Fran right now. I wanted more little like marsupial pouches that a lot of football players have. Like they have their little hand warmer pouches. But I didn't clock as many as I wanted to out there. I just always think those are funny. What about you? Well, what about you? And tell me that did you watch? And then also tell me how did you experience this? How did you watch it? What did you do for it?
We went to the 4th annual Jockstrap Super Bowl party.
There we go.
That my friends hosted, and this is the 4th time we've done it. It's sort of
the 4th annual Jockstrap Super Bowl party.
Started sort of innocuously 4 years ago. I was in Atlanta with some other friends, a lot of the same friend group, and we were gonna randomly watch the Super Bowl. We realized it was on, and we put it on, and someone decided we should all just wear our jock straps while we watch. So it was, it's fun. It is a great time. It's like
you all in Atlanta. So on a trip, you all had your jock straps with you, and you're like, we've all got jock straps with us.
Well,
we should.
Two of my friends lived there in the house we were staying in, so their jock straps were present.
So they had,
and then
they had homegrown jock straps.
Another friend of mine carries a bag of them often when he travels, so there were bonus floating around. Anyways, it was fun last night, or not last night. Super Bowl Sunday, which was now 2 nights ago, was very fun. We had a great time. The game was bad, but the coaches, woof. Not even the main ones. So that Patriots coach is hot.
I need to be a fan.
Yeah, but there's like bonus coaches in the background, and on the Patriots side, there was one guy on the whole line that had like a red short sleeve polo on, almost maroon.
Okay.
Woof. Okay. Woof. Every week, I can't tell you how many times I made us pause and go back so we could see the split second when he came into frame. We were joking about how we were maybe the only TV in America that was freeze framing shots of the coaches and not the plays. So that was my favorite part. I thought Bad Bunny was amazing. I actually was so moved at one part of it. I thought it was just like a pretty powerful.
Do you remember which
when
part?
He said "God bless America" and then named all the countries in the Americas. So I thought that was
the ending was. That was, I guess that's the part emotional. I understood there at the end. But that was cool. You know, that couple got married. That was so cool. That was so fun.
But I feel like I followed it. Like I think I didn't know what he was saying, but I followed like the themes he was getting at and the joy, and I followed the love, and I thought like going into it, I knew it would be a reaction to ICE, but it was in the most. The best possible way in that he just kept it positive. And the reaction to ICE was just like the other way is love. It wasn't it wasn't stop ICE. It just didn't even acknowledge the horrific evil that half of our country seems obsessed with embracing. It just focused on the love and I felt like I almost felt like I mean, I don't even know if I should say this. Am I going to like jinx it? I almost felt like the Super Bowl is like a weird, because he wasn't programmed to be a voice against what's happening, right? That's not why they brought him in. They brought him in because he's one of the biggest, or if not the biggest artist or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's gonna. I think we're gonna look back and weirdly, it's gonna be this like metaphorical turning point.
Also though, I don't know. I don't know. But they had Green Day opening, who was like very, like very anti what's going on, very rebellious. Like the whole lineup was a little like I'm not going to give the NFL like credit for being progressive at all. That's not at all. But it was kind of an interesting lineup, and it was like a pretty progressive, lineup across the board. Which I mean, let's hope. Who knows? There's so much like I think that the people that needed to hear it didn't. You know, I think they were watching
Imagine
that
being one of the 5 million
shriveled up
people
river
that
rat.
turned to the other channel. Like, what do we know? Any of those people? I'm dying to know if I know someone that turned to that channel.
It's just like. I mean, Kid Rock looks like a wet cigarette. What a disgusting little person. And there was so much because you saw some same-sex couples, couples in Bad Bunny's show, but you also saw the hottest women, like the Latin American women in that show, the hottest women that exist on the planet were there. And then people are like, it was so gay. I'm glad I was watching Kid Rock in his cargo shorts. Like this, you're so anyway, I agree with you that the love and the positivity came through and the celebration of it all. I did read today, because I couldn't understand it, but I read today that someone was saying that his intro to the Lady Gaga section was he was saying like, is this what you want? Is this what you wanted? This is what you said you wanted? Here's a white lady singing in English. Totally. But it was like so smart, so layered, and not angry controversial, just bringing the joy to bringing the joyous protest, which was awesome.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And, the game was boring, but the halftime show was cool.
Yeah, I think we'll look back. I hope. It feels like since we last recorded, I mean, a lot's gone down, right? It's been like, we talked about this the other day. It's been Minnesota, obviously, has been crazy. Yeah. The Epstein Files stuff. But it does feel like there's something of a turning happen. I don't want to jinx it or but I don't know. I wonder if someday we'll look back at this Super Bowl as like this weird metaphorical, like the turning point, because it just feels something's changing, something's shifting. People are waking up. I hope people.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but
no,
people.
No, go.
People who I have in my life, who I have been frustrated, have been so shut down to what's going on, are starting to like wake up. People have surprised me. I've seen people post something about the Minnesota executions. People posting little just Instagram stories about those that I did not know were paying attention. And I can't help but hope that that's hopeful.
Yeah, that sounds hopeful. I don't know that I've experienced that, and the people around me. I've been still kind of frustrated with a lot of people around me, but I'm really glad to hear that that there's maybe some movement happening, and maybe there's a ripple. Maybe the ripple is starting, and maybe someday this stupid ass bullshit it's just also crazy. It's also crazy. But maybe this will be the. Boy, I hate saying turning point. I hate saying that it might be the turning point.
Yeah.
They really, man, they hijacked that. That's a good phrase to use. They hijacked that. They hijacked the flag. Yeah. They hijacked. I hate it so much. Anyway, so what else? Other sports that we left off from a month ago is that we were talking about watching Heated Rivalry, and we did it. Jen and I sat down, and we did it.
Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, it was hot. There were hot guys being hot. It was a little like this is kind of like a blanket statement that you just have to accept about it and just has to exist. It's like Ted Lasso or like Schitt's Creek. It's like this is going to be a very positive perspective of people, a very clean and like almost saccharine and like a very optimistic view of people, because like even the one guy who like finally outed himself in front of everyone, I gotta tell you, that is not how a New York Ranger would get a reaction. That is not how that would go in in real life. Like in a sponsor or two is the question we're having here. There was none of the like actual. There would be dirty, angry, bad tension. There would be more problems there. It would be layered with more toxicity coming at that. But I'm also okay with like we're not showing the NHL. We're showing this other version of the NHL where it's got to be under wraps, but it's not the same. It's not as dangerous. We're acknowledging that it's dangerous. We're acknowledging that it has to be this thing that has to be navigated, but it's a safer, cleaner version. Everyone here is going to be a safer, cleaner version of that thing, and like that. It's just like Ted Lasso, which I enjoy. It's like dessert, and it kind of it's like, all right, cool, yeah, we're doing a nice version of it. I mean, it was hot. It was I don't know what else to say. I enjoyed it. It was fun. No part of it I thought blew me away as like new television, except for the content itself and being mainstream coming through that way, which was great. I don't think I have any hot takes, especially a month later.
Yeah.
But even I don't even have any lukewarm bro homo takes. But yeah, it was totally worth watching.
I love
it.
Was fun. When I first started it, like the first episode for sure, I was kind of like, ugh, I'm not sure how I feel about this. But I just like it just got better and better every episode, and I think that structure is a bit on purpose. And the creator's like gone on in interviews to like point out that the story of it is that it starts with lust and they're slowly falling in love. And so that structure, you feel that when you're watching it, in a way that's so satisfying. And like, to me, those last two episodes in particular are just like some pretty special pieces of television. And the last episode in particular, I mean, obviously episode 5, where the moment on the ice is like the pinnacle of the whole series. Like it builds to that moment. And so it's a pretty incredible emotional moment. But the last episode to me, I almost felt like it was a four-hander play, and it was so subtle and it was so subtextual. And I thought the last conversation with the parents at the dinner table had no business being written as well as it was or acted as well as it was. I couldn't believe what those two guys were doing in that scene. It was all so subtle, but it was like layered throughout. Like, Hollander, he kind of played him a little bit like autistic the whole time, and I think like on the spectrum, and you could see that Ilya, like at one point reaching the way he comforted him was the way you would comfort someone like that. And they had just like really built to, I just like all paid off in that last episode. And as a gay man, like there's been gay TV before, but we're so primed to expect exactly what you were talking about, the hate and I started this show and I expected one of them to get beat up at one point. That's what we're told happens to gay men, or you get AIDS. And none of those things happened. We just got to have a romance. That was so good, so satisfying. And maybe a reason, I don't know, people are really responding to it, not just gay people, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like, and it's not a knock on the show. Like the hockey, everything about it was like the not easy version of it, but the safer, cleaner version. Like not even just the sexual, the not gay or straight involved in hockey, but like even the way he gets hurt, but still like the way that the hockey comes into it, and we kind of jump around through it, which is like cool. I don't mind that. It's just like it's. Like my brain takes a minute to get ready for like, oh, we're watching a show about professional hockey. Kind of. That is the outline to it. Just like Ted Lasso is an outline of soccer. You kind of know that there's soccer happening, but and the score of the game can matter, but like it's not. It's and I enjoy that. Just like it's kind of a recalibration, which I think is like probably like just like Ted Lasso was at the time when it was coming out, like a good thing for the brain. It's a good like kind of reset palate cleanser, because I think I was coming in like a little gloves up, because everything is like, all right, everything sucks. Everything is hard. Let's get ready for hard stuff.
It's exactly what we need right now. Cool. I mean, the fact that this show came out during Trump's second term I think says so much about what people really want, or a reaction to what's happening. I'm so glad you guys watched it. That's great.
Yeah, it was fun. It was some hot and heavy sex.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that they like were pretty detailed about the process of which I was also. Jen and I were talking about like so we see a lot more straight sex, obviously. So then it's like, is it going further, or is it just because we're not used to seeing two men together? And I was like, I'm not sure that there's been a lot of like, I haven't watched a lot of television unless it was like directed in that kind of, if it was a, it's not porn, it's HBO kind of way to be this specific thing. Like, I don't know that I watch a lot of like like straight people figuring out the sex part of it, like the actual physiological sex parts of it, but that's also not usually as much of a conversation, I think, in the straight world. So like those guys figuring out how it was going to work and what they were going to do and how he was going to do it and if he was ready for it, like all of those kinds of things. It was like detailed and processed, but it wasn't too much. I didn't think it was like, I was wondering how, like, I didn't expect it to get graphic because of the nature of the whole show, but I was wondering how far they were going to take that. And it seemed like they did a good job of navigating that too. It was like giving a lot of details so you understand the process and like what these guys are dealing with and going through without, I guess I'm sure there's plenty of and systemic homophobia that even people who don't think that they're homophobic are watching it and being like, ew, this is too much for me, but like it's not. I thought it was
I mean
hot.
that take from straight people about this show, or really about anything gay, I think is so absurd. I think it just to hear that take come out of a man's mouth in particular, I just immediately think, okay, you're closeted, because it's just such a homophobic. I've spent my entire life, I can't tell you how much straight sex I've seen in literally every movie and TV show I've ever watched.
For sure.
It's been shoved down my fucking throat since I was a kid. Straight men can shut the fuck up and watch 6 episodes with a little bit of light,
For sure.
And I think about like Game of Thrones had way more graphic stuff.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like there's like premium television there's also porn rampant, obviously, but like there is, you hit a level of like when they put the sex scene in, they're fucking putting a porn scene in because that's what they're going to HBO or whatever it is. They're going to do that. And this like wasn't of that level because it wasn't nudity. It wasn't, it wasn't graphic, but it was like softcore to the extent that you're going to do softcore, and I enjoyed the fact that they're like, it was one of the parts where they like, these guys have to, it is a process to figure out how this is going to work for you, so I'm glad they put that part in there. Like, and I guess they do that too. Like there are virgin women all the time figuring out how their bodies are going to have sex, whatever. So like, I guess it's not even that different even in that way. And I thought it was a good, again, like the safe version of it, but I think that's okay. It's okay to feel safe in getting through this experience, watching these things and feeling like, okay, but we're also in a safe, they're not going to get so crazy. No one's going to get hurt right now. No one's going to get whatever, like it's not going to be psychologically damaging for all of us right now. It's not Game of Thrones. We don't have to like gird our loins for whatever comes next. Even in the process and the fumbling of things and the figuring it out and the whatever, the ups and downs and it was safe. It felt safe to watch all the way through, and it was moving. I loved it. Yeah, it was very moving by the end.
Good. Yeah, I think it's interesting that you point out that process part that they show, because to me part of that is like the story too. Like so much of that is like a power dynamic, and you're negotiating when you're with someone new. And they're trying to figure out what their dynamic is, and then as it extended over years, and it was like, what are we? Are we just fuck buddies? Do we have feelings? It all played into it in a way that I think is part of the storytelling.
I agree. I thought that they used that to then continue the story and let that be a part of the storytelling. Let that dynamic be one of the dynamics that was going to get messed with. That was going to be an active dynamic throughout. Is that a kind? In general, I don't know if that whatever. When does that question come up with in gay relations? Like, is it a right away thing? Like, is it like if you're hoping to have sex with someone, and like that negotiation, does it happen typically? I don't know how if there's a typical timing of this, but like when do you get down to the details of like, can we do this? Are we into the same? Or are we into
like who's
compatible? Are we into compatible things here? Yeah.
Yeah. It happens in different ways. I mean, sometimes I don't know. I don't want to qualify like the best time. Like they're all the best. Sometimes it's just like instinctual. Like it really truly is. And it's like pheromones, and it's just like both parties know what both parties are about to get into, and it doesn't even need to be talked about.
Yeah.
I think that happens often. uh, Maybe not for everybody, but I love when that happens. Sometimes it's not clear. And then, I mean, apps are such a big thing now, and meeting on
Yeah.
apps. So some of that stuff is just right in the profile for people
Cool.
now.
Yeah.
So, but if it's not in the profile, because some people can be coy about it, then it will often come up in discussions, and people might straight up ask you.
Yeah.
But I've also had people straight up ask me, like, within a couple minutes of meeting at a bar or a party, and it's like, okay, here we go. We're going right into it. Like, I don't know. I enjoy the mystery of it, and I enjoy the seeing what's going to happen, but I also like enjoy both sides of things.
Yeah.
So to me, it sort of doesn't necessarily matter. But some people are very much like, if you're not going to give me exactly what I want, then I don't want to waste any more time with you. I find that off-putting, but that is a thing you find in the gay community.
Jen and I were talking about it recently, because I was talking about, I brought up power bottoms again. We hadn't talked about it in a while. And
we're appropriately coming full circle.
yeah, it had been a minute. And we were talking about, like, that was the question. I was like, I think that obviously if it's verse to verse, and there are, like, I think that's easier to, clearly that's easier to figure out, but I wasn't really sure how, if you're either a top or a bottom, like, I wasn't really sure when you realized, oh, we're two tops talking to each other. This is we're not gonna have sex. I don't know how that works, how you figure that out, or how you deal with that once it comes up.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it does mean, okay, bye. Like, yeah. I'll show you sometimes.
Cool. All right.
All right. Well, it's very appropriate that power bottoming came.
Yeah. Full circle.
Yeah. We should update the audience on what's going on.
I guess we should.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
It's sad.
I know. I'm just avoiding, but yeah, we should.
Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
Do you want to do it?
No.
Then I'll do it. I don't want to either, but I'll do it. So this is our final episode of Bro Homo. We will no longer be recording a podcast. So this is going to be it. We wanted to do one more. That's why we've been gone for a month, is to figure out how to say goodbye to all of you, and say thank you for being here with us. It's got harder once it got real. We are going to spend the next few minutes, I think, talking about not specifically why, but like what's going on, why that is the case, and why we why this is best for our lives and our friendship. But the bottom line is, yes, this will be, unless Vox or NPR or whoever else calls and says, please don't stop, we're going to pay you so much money, we're going to fix all the problems you have, we'll figure it out. Barring that, for the foreseeable future, just going to leave every possible door open that I can. But barring any of that, this will be our final Bro Homo episode.
Yeah. It's a lot of feelings. Basically, we had, right after the holidays, we had like a check-in. We hadn't really checked in about the podcast and what direction we were going in a while. And through that process, I think we both realized we maybe wanted different things from the podcast. And so that was not an easy conversation. And I think we both sort of agreed, tell me if I'm putting the wrong words into your mouth, but I felt like we both maybe agreed it'd be better for our friendship to not try to force this thing that we weren't in total agreement on. And so that's why we have decided. Does that sum it up?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. We realized, I think we hadn't realized, and I think that, and for me, it kind of like, I don't know, helped it some things got, there's some things that we disagree about, that we saw differently, that we wanted differently, that were kind of big buckets of goals, were differently. Yeah, they weren't aligned, and it. I mean, frankly, it caused a lot of tension in that moment, and it was kind of like it was a bigger fight than we usually have, and that to me was like, well, then the answer is we're not going to do this. I don't want that to be a thing. It wasn't like we had a fight and answered all those questions. It was like we had a fight and those questions still all existed. So as much as I love being here and I love doing this, it was a pretty easy choice to say, well, I don't want to risk that. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do that over and over again. I don't want to, if the problem is this, then this has to go. And, that was one of the things that we've said to each other all along. And that was one of the promises.
I think we even said it in the first episode.
Yeah. And it's a bummer because I think that we're aligned on so much, and it's just some of like and even if in some kind of slow paced way we figure out that we can align, sure. But like right now, it was kind of like once things got really tense and things got hard for our friendship, it was kind of a no brainer for me to say this has got to go then, because this is the problem. So then, as much as I love this, and I do love it, and I love being here with you, I love having this with you, I would rather, there's no question to me that I'd rather have you than have this. And
for sure, 100%. Yeah, I agree. I also think like, and I have loved this too, a lot of it. I'm very proud of it. But it's a lot of work. Like we have been working our asses off since June. And so that to me was part of the calculus too. And like
even fucking this week, like we come back to do it more. Totally. It's like such a fucking pain in the dick to do.
We're just recording now though. Like the work is not done yet.
Yeah.
I feel like since June, I have really sort of, how do I say this? I don't want this to come across the wrong way. I want to say, let me say, and then I'm going to explain. Since this past June, a little part of me has sort of really hated Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's just like Sunday night would roll around and I would be like, oh, here I go. Because I knew I was about to have 3 really long days because we both have to work for a living to make money. Yeah. And so this was a passion project on top of that. And so it made my days but in yours too, not just mine. It made our days early in the week extra, extra long. I would be so proud of it when it came out Thursday. We went really hard for many weeks without a break. And I'm really proud of us for doing that and sticking to it. And like, I don't know, I have like some thoughts I wanted to share. I feel like I've been trying to process my feelings because we've sort of known this for a couple weeks now. We're just now recording, which I think is good. I think we needed the space to come back and record this. I definitely am feeling so many emotions. Pride is one of them. Definitely, I'm sad that this is ending. I am. I won't miss the work, but I'm really sad that it's ending. I'm happy to have some of that time back. But there's a little part of me that's relieved. I don't really think I ever really got comfortable with, like, we made these clips to sell the podcast on Instagram or on socials, whatever. And I never got used to seeing my face come across social media. It made me sick to my stomach every time. It's just like not something that I'm meant to be one of the people that does. And I wish that were different. And I mean, don't get me wrong. There were a couple clips that came out that I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. Like, but just like as a general thing, it never stopped disconcerting me. I'd go to open up my Instagram just to kill time at the subway platform, and I'd be like, like, why am I right there? I hated that. And then I also sort of, and this is all like, I haven't shared any of this with you. This is all new since we met early in January. I hated chasing I loved hearing from people that they liked the show. Obviously, that was like one of the most exciting things about doing this. And I liked as much as I hated those clips we posted, I liked when people reacted to them. Yeah. But then I hated the feeling I had when we would post a clip again that didn't get those likes. Yeah. I hated that I put myself through that. Yeah. I hated experiencing what that is like. It didn't make me feel good. And I'm gonna be relieved to not have, because it was a weird dichotomy of like, I hate that my face is there, but why aren't you liking it? Yeah. And like it's just like I don't need that in my life. I got enough that I'm trying to like just get through the day, feeling like a person with my shit together. That I'm relieved to not have that. I also kind of feel like I didn't like we used to joke about this. We knew this a long time, and we joked about it, which I think kept it healthy. But I didn't like that I kept things from you so that I could tell them to you on the podcast. Like that fucked up our friendship in a weird way.
Yeah.
I think because we joked about it, it kept it healthy, and it did make the podcast better for us to hear things for the first time. Like I think we were smart to do it, but I'm glad that we don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And coming up with content every week was like hard.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do it. I mean, maybe people that do it for a living don't have to work a day job on top of it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to think like, what am I going to say that's going to be funny or interesting? And like, I also just as a final thing, like I'm really, you know how scared I was to put myself out there this way. I told you a million times, and I was also like a basket case throughout it because of that fear and the fear of being judged. So I'm really proud of myself for doing it. With how scared I was of it, but I also sort of look back and think like maybe I'm like not really meant to be a podcaster. Like I don't really think I was that good at it. So I don't know. I can say I did it, but I don't know if the world. I don't know if it's a great loss for the world that I won't be podcasting.
I don't know, man. I stand by one of my intentions originally was to get your voice out there against your will. Because I think that you have a lot of opinions that matter, and that I think you have a good way of putting things, and you're a good storyteller, and you are passionate about the things that you feel. And we don't always agree on those things, but I do like that you are passionate about it, and I think I like getting that out there. But yeah, it's like one of the doors that I'll leave a little bit open. Yes, if we had like a producer, and like if we like the working a full-time job and having any part of your life, having kids, and then it would then Monday, like you said, Monday through Wednesday is getting it ready, and then there's a couple days turnaround to get content for the next one, and I was always feeling underprepared, and then I'd feel like I'd get on here and I know I ramble a lot because sometimes like I don't fucking know what I'm gonna say. Like I didn't get a polished thing together. I don't know, and it's one thing, I have a presence on social media, but it's very different. Like that, when I come, and I know I deeply know the feeling you're talking about like not wanting to feel so much of yourself in the thing you put out there, and it's like on one hand I can convince myself that it's like the professional side of me, it's the entertainer, it's the academic side of like, well, I'm looking for ratings, I'm looking for where it fits, I'm trying to find the way that I can do something, but also it's like inevitably becomes a part of a judgment on your character, a judgment on yourself, like I hate that part too. And it's not even like, I would rather someone watch a clip of ours and say like, that's trash, you guys suck, than 3 people watch it. It's like that. It's like when it's out there and no one cares, and it's like, meh, like what it just feels like we're yelling into the void for real, and yeah, even with things that we see differently and we have different goals, I still like, if it were easier to do, I think a lot of those things would be different. Yeah. But they're not. And, the truth is like, and yes, maybe if it weren't so risky for our friendship, you could muscle through, you could do it. We fucking both know how to grind a low paying entertainment job, like a performance, an artistic endeavor for $0 is like our wheelhouse.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah.
But it's almost like, man, that's a young man's game. I'm not sure that I can do that anymore. Just grind out for like just the passion of it,
Yeah.
Especially with so many other responsibilities and so much other life, and all of those things would have been, I do think that all those things added to the tension, like coming into Monday and both of us being like, oh, fucking, okay, here we go. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, still having to be like, okay, fucking, here we go. Let's get this part done, led to some of that, like, not even, I don't know. Who knows? I don't fucking know. I think we played pretty well on air. People seem to like enjoy us here, but it's the rest of it. I think that's kind of what it started to be for me. Like you said, and it's true, we would hold things to tell on the podcast, and then like our friendship was kind of all this. Like we talked about it every time we were together.
We talked about the podcast. It was terrible.
We didn't. We saved everything for here, and then in real life we only talked about the podcast, and it was like, that kind of sucks. That's not what our friendship is. That's not what I want to do. And then we'd save all the friendship stuff for the podcast, which is great, except for then I'm underprepared and I feel stressed about doing the things that we do, the things that I like doing with you.
Yeah, it was like a weird fucked up meta version of our friendship. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
I agree that all added to it. Like, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there were a couple times we record because we recorded on Monday nights usually
mm,
because we wanted to release on Thursday and the way our lives work, that was, and we also, I think, agreed early on that like the weekends didn't make sense because we both might be
yeah,
traveling and
yeah,
but there were a couple times we recorded on a weekend because of other schedule conflicts. And there were like maybe 3 or 4 times we recorded where I remember going into the recording being excited to do it. But I would say a good majority of the rest of them, it would be the end of a day of a Monday, which Mondays always suck at work
yeah,
anyways. And like,
yeah.
it's not that I wasn't excited to do it, but it was also like a chore a little
Yeah, no, it
bit.
was,
You know
it
what I
was, and
mean?
that's what it like somehow we got to the point where it was doing the wrong thing. Like there are friends have podcasts and podcasters can be friends, and there's plenty of that out there. And I think that like at its best, what you're seeing is the relationship of friends. And I think like that, come in,
Is
come in.
my dinner being delivered, but I don't want to eat on air. On air.
Well, it's the final one. At least have him come say hi.
Babe, come say hi.
Every week I've been trying to get this man to walk through the background.
Hey,
He's got to do it
Jonathan
before.
wants you to make an appearance. We're recording still. No, we're not done. I don't want my food, but he wants you to make an appearance.
Yes,
Hey,
yes, yes.
What's going on?
There he is. This is the finale we deserve. This is.
Oh man.
Okay, shoo.
All right.
Shoo. Keep my dinner warm.
I miss you too, Naquan. I never see you anymore either, man. I miss you.
He misses you too.
Like the friendship in real life and on the podcast, I feel like took a hit because of the stress of the rest of it. Adding like it was all, let's get the thing done, and then it took some of the the joy was there to do it. I always got to the place where talking to you, like being here, felt good. There was always a fun during it. There would always be a time when I got to it being fun during it.
Totally.
But yeah, often starting on the Monday night would be like doing a show in a church basement for a matinee on a Saturday or Sunday when you're already like hungover and tired. You're like, I don't fucking have this. I don't.
Yeah.
I'll find it because it's what we do, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
And again, all of those things. If any of them could be taken off of our plate, whatever. If there was a different way to do it, we could. I think there's maybe. I also think that like tensions are just so high everywhere right now. Like, I can certainly say there are better ways to handle conflict resolution than I did in those discussions. Like when the tensions were high, like it's just like tensions are fucking high, and I don't have any better excuse than that. Like it's fucking everything is right on edge.
It's a powder keg. I know it is. Yeah.
And it's like it's so evident to me when even with my best friend, it's like I can pop all the way off. It's like things are right on the edge.
Yeah, they are. But I don't think we totally. I don't know if this is what you meant earlier, but if it was, I don't think we totally were screaming into the void. Because we did have like sort of like this loyal little base that was like.
I didn't mean that, and I definitely want to express my gratitude to the bro homies. I just mean like when a clip would fall short, and it's like nobody cares, like just that single feeling of like this is masturbatory and nobody's watching this when it when it doesn't do when one does really well and then the next one is like that feeling sucks. It just the feeling sucks and I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to be that attached to it. So.
Yeah.
But no, 100%. I do want to absolutely. However few or many does not matter. That there were people listening and there are people that check in and that people have asked since for the past month. People have said like, "Where have you been?" Yeah. That feels good. And so
it means a lot. Yeah, the bro homies are pretty special, and you guys meant a lot to us.
Yeah,
and like everybody who ever said anything to me about it, whether you're my mom who's now watched every episode.
Oh wow,
she's now caught up just in time for it to be over. To my aunt, to friends from high school, and so many people who like. Continually, my friend Jeff continually went out of their way to tell me that they were listening and not just that they were listening, but like dialogue with me about what we were talking about. Yeah. How many people told me their Who Would You Fights? I have so many. I've been collecting Who Would You Fights from everybody. I do, and like a couple times when in public people would say something to me, and like that's one of those things that's like a double-edged sword though, where like I hated that I liked that.
Yeah.
But I did. It meant a lot to me. But then I was like, I don't know. I'm not meant to be in the public eye. um, but I don't know. Like I feel like this, and I talked about it in the first episode. Like one of the reasons I got motivated to start this with you was in direct response to the election, and feeling so frustrated with how much people were tuning out and they didn't care about what was happening, and really like loved ones of mine, a lot of really close people, family and friends, who just were giving up on the news and paying attention, and it scared the shit out of me. And a lot of these people have children, and I that was what really motivated me, because we had talked for so long about doing something, and and then I was like, okay, and I didn't know where to put the feelings I was having. And so I was grateful to have a place to try to put that. And I know we didn't change the world, but I'm glad we dialogued about things we dialogued about. And I think more people need to do that. I'm personally of the mind, like, we always hear this thing, don't talk about politics at the dinner table. And I have come to the conclusion that is fucking wrong. If we can't
That's what got us here.
If we can't talk about politics with the people we're closest with, we're fucked. If we can't try to change the minds of our parents or our brother or our sister or our cousins or our best friends, how are we going to change a stranger's mind? Like, I know it's hard, but I think that's where the changes are going to start, is like, we need to, things are bad right now and we all know it, and people need to start talking about it. Yeah. That'll make all the difference. And there's still a fucking genocide in Gaza that we're all paying for. And I don't want us to forget that. That's not over. We like to pretend right now that that's over because a bunch of other terrible things are happening, but there's not. It's not over. Yeah. Those are my parting thoughts. What do you have parting thoughts?
I think we kind of touched on most of them. I think that for me, one of the early things that we've talked about from the beginning was, I think, and I can own this because it sounds, I don't know, self-aggrandizing or grandiose or whatever, to like even try to act like this, but I think that our relationship is special, and I think that it is worth people seeing. And I think kind of in the same way that, like, it's very important for you to get these things, like, you want to get these things out, you want them to be talked about, you want to make sure that the idea of talking to people is out there, and being informed is out there. I think that the idea of like being able to love another adult and be loved by another adult that is not your romantic partner is important. And I think that no one's doing, I mean, not that no one's doing it, but there's a dearth of that in the world right now. And I know that everyone wants to play their tiny violin for a male loneliness epidemic, which I get, because lonely men suck. And they're like, but one of the things is like, they're not letting themselves be loved by other men in a safe way, in a kind way. And I think that, we do that. I love you, and I love you in a real way, and to the extent that this fun thing that we're doing, if it gets in the way of our friendship, then we have to stop doing the fun thing. Yeah. So that I feel good about that.
I agree. That is something to feel good about, and like that was one of the reasons we did this, and I feel good about that too, for sure. You know what it's time for?
I do.
I think you should sing it this time. I've done every single time.
You want me to? You think you? Yeah, you're okay with that?
I want to hear you give it a shot.
You want to hear me give it a shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is like the in memoriam.
Yeah.
Who would you fight? Who would you fight? Pow pow.
Wow, it was percussive. Yeah. There's a little bit of an alternate melody, but it was still an homage to the original melody. I liked it.
Yeah. Thanks,
I liked
man.
It. 2 thumbs up.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Do you want to go first, or should I?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
I've been traveling some, so this one was really apropos recently. I want to fight anyone who stands right the fuck up against the carousel at baggage claim. Back up, you stupid son of a bitch. Like, what's the point? Look for your suitcase. When it comes around, step up and get it. I hit everyone I can. If you're up close, I don't even say excuse me. I bump through you and I take my bag at 100. I turn around and clock you in the nuts with it if I can. I hate when people stand close to the carousel.
What's an allowable distance?
I don't know, like 2 or 3 feet. Like step. I think that airports should have a 3-foot color band around, which no one's gonna fucking like. It's not official, but just put it there and see what happens. See if the sheep will do it, because it would help. It spreads out the circumference spreads out. We get more space. You can get to your bag easier. And also, what are you doing? What's it going to help you? I hate it so much.
Yeah, that's a good one. I agree with that one. Mine is I've been wanting to do this one. I really hate in TV and movies when people throw up, when they hug the toilet bowl and their hands and their arms are hugging the bowl. And I'm talking about scenes that take place in a public restroom, like in a school. What? Am I wrong? Have you ever hugged a toilet bowl?
No, in my own house, I'm still like, I don't know. I've been dying, and still
and you
been
don't
like,
touch the toilet bowl. No one does that. If anyone does that, they're sick in the head.
Yeah.
The germs, you already have germs that you're throwing up. There's already something wrong with you. It takes me out, but it's in every TV and film.
I do feel like vomit has gotten better in a lot of things. Like the way, like vomit used to be like, blah, blah, blah. You're like, all right, but now it's like a little bit like, oh, that seems real. But the toilet bowls are
Mark my word. Watch every time you see someone, especially if they're like hungover or whatever, or they're pregnant. Like we're watching The Pit right now. We're watching The Pit. There's a pregnant nurse. She goes in the bathroom and she's throwing up because of morning sickness. A nurse
in an emergency room in a Pittsburgh emergency room.
No.
There are scenes in that show where people just smell so bad they have to shut everything down. No one's hugging the toilet in that show.
No, it's so bad. I don't know why directors let that happen, and it's just disgusting.
I feel really good about those final two.
We
I think
went out strong on those.
Yeah.
That's good. Something you never did is you promised you'd take your shirt off on the show, and you never did. And I feel like, as one last thank you to the fans, to the bro homies, you should do the readout with your shirt off.
I should do the readout, and I should do it with my shirt off?
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One moment.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Woof. This is the best you've ever looked.
Oh, my goodness.
This is the best you've ever looked. Woof.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Woof.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right, I'll join you.
Oh yes, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now I feel better. Look at that. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
See, that's what's up. Tommy, thank you. Here we are together. Maybe we should have been doing it like this all along. Maybe that
would have helped with viewership, I think.
Look at this. This is the best you've ever looked, man.
Thanks, man.
This is the other thing. You know what we haven't done in too long because of this podcast? Party with our shirts off.
We haven't.
I blame the podcast for that. So here we are. All right. You want me to read? Now your shirt's off too. You want to read?
No, I don't really want to read.
Okay. All right. Okay. Last one. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe to Bro Homo with Jonathan and Tom. No, we'll keep it. You can go back, subscribe now and see all the ones from before. What a mean script.
Tell your friends.
What a mean script. Oh,
Tell
it hurts.
your friends.
Make sure to retroactively like and subscribe to Bro Homo with Jonathan and Tom on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Graphics and music by Matt Ladner, and a final thanks to Jen Dornbosch and Naquan Williams. The opinions, I can't even do the last one now. The opinions expressed on this podcast are solely those of the hosts and are intended for entertainment purposes only.
We did it.
We did it.
All right. Love you, man.
Scratch your head again. That was nice. Get another arm shot in there. Yeah.
Showing you my craw.
Yeah.
All the circle backs.
Yeah. We brought out the hits for
callbacks.
this one. We brought out the hits. I like it a lot. All right, man. I love you.
Love you.
I'll see you IRL soon, I hope.
For sure.
All right. I love you. Bye.
Love you.
Bro Homo.